welcome to Mental Health. This is Mental Health Fan Edition number 15. Oh, 15 of these now. Pretty crazy. All right. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this guy's name because we all know how bad I am at saying names. And this one's got a lot of vowels in it. A lot of vowels.
A lot of vowels.
Yeah. Say your name, bud.
Gustavo.
Gustavo.
Yeah. Right. But you can call me Gus.
You Gus works.
One vowel.
One vowel? Okay, yeah. All right, Gus works. How's it going, Gus? For the people who don't know, Gus is the operator of the Headbanging Moose, which is a webzine. You have to respect webzines and everything because fanzines are what kept metal spreading in the early 80s. And if we didn't have fanzines, we might not have had a lot of different metals out there. I don't know. We can't turn back time and find out. So,
yeah, that's right.
Let's talk about the Headbanging Moose. When did you start that up, and why do you love doing it?
Yeah, so I started it 7 years ago. It was 2013, and let's say that I was just a little bored. I wanted to have like a kind of hobby, right? To talk about what I love, which is metal music. And at first, I was just going to review concerts and some of let's say the big bands, right? I was going to review albums by Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Slayer. But then after like a month after I started getting like requests from underground bands. I remember the first one, I think it was just like a month after I started webzine. It was a band from the US called Sonata. They play like symphonic metal with female vocals and violins and stuff. And I was like, wow, that's cool. Like, yeah, sure, I'll review your album. And after that, I started getting more requests from bands and from smaller record labels and PR agencies. So now I think I have over 40, 50 partners. And
wow, that's great.
And I can't, like, I have a friend that helps me with some reviews and with our Facebook page, but it's impossible to review everything. And for the past 7 years, it's been like a pleasure reviewing, listening to so many new bands. We also still do reviews of big bands, of course, because I'm a big fan of Maiden, Slayer, Priest, Megadeth.
You gotta attract the fans somehow, you know.
Yeah, and
they're already built into that fan base. So
yeah, but like, I mean, listening to these new bands, it's so like exciting, and it expanded my view of the metal community. I started listening to things that 10 years ago it wasn't really my thing, like atmospheric black metal.
Oh, I love some of that, yeah.
And because, like, you know, in the past, like, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner was the longest song ever, right? 13 minutes. Wow, that's huge. But now I get songs from bands with like 20-something minutes, and it's great. Like, it's just like a metal voyage. You just like hit play, and it's like 20 minutes having fun.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I first noticed the Headbanging Moose after I interviewed Selena, from the drummer of Nemesis, and then I saw that you were playing that album on the channel or whatever, and yeah, so I was like, all right, let's try to talk to these guys.
Yeah. So it was fun because Selena, she contacted me a few months ago, right? She sent a message through our contact us page, and she said, "Oh, we have a new album. The War is On. Do you want to review it?" And like, I love female front bands, and that one is even better because it's like all girls and they kick ass. So it's like amazing death metal, melodic death metal style, and because they're from Serbia, it's even better because it's a country.
Yeah, there's not a big community in Serbia or anything like that. They have to get out of their country to really do stuff sometimes.
Yeah, so whenever I get something like Nemesis, or the other day I reviewed a one-man band from Honduras called Walls of Hate, and like, I've never heard of a metal band from Honduras before. So every time I get something that is unique and completely out of the North American or the major European like countries, like, I say, okay, I gotta review this because it's a way for for me to help the band spread their music. Right?
Yeah, and any way we can help the up and comers is it's great. Yeah, I'm really small right now. I only really started doing this steadily since July, and I feel I've got my actual interview legs now. And I'm not saying a million times now; it's like half a million times. So I'm just working on things. But it's great that two small things can come together and we can work on things. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And I gotta say, you're a brave man because I thought about having a YouTube channel like 100 times, but I don't have time, and I feel lazy. Like I think typing, writing while you're doing something else is much easier than recording a video, editing it, uploading it, etc. So
Well, me and my literacy, I'd rather just press play or record and take it from that route.
that's cool.
And like I'm used to being videotaped a little bit just from recording my sets from stand-up comedy, and yeah, I've been doing that for like 10 years. But like since I got clean, it's like it's been actually as of like 2 days ago, I hadn't drank alcohol in 2 years. On Tuesday, it'll be 2 years since I've smoked pot. It's just the hard stuff that's a little bit harder. It's almost like it's called hard drugs for a reason. Should be called difficult drugs.
They're difficult, and you're a brave guy because especially now during this pandemic, during this never-ending lockdown, I can see a lot of people have nothing to do. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna drink, you're gonna smoke, you're not going to do anything that is healthy, right? Because it's just
Yeah.
too much free time.
A lot of people. Okay. A lot of people have died from overdose and suicide, probably more than would have died from COVID. But no one's willing to talk about that. And what happened for me was late March, like March 30th. I relapsed on the hard stuff, and I did way too much, way too quick, and I thought I was gonna die, and I didn't die. And so I had to figure out to do something to express myself because I couldn't do stand-up comedy. And I ended up starting Mental Health. The first one was like late May, and then I interviewed Stu Block, and you can tell like the questions were great, but I was a nervous wreck. And yeah, and then I moved in July. So once July started, I started doing it as often as possible and releasing a video every week. And yes, just trying to do what I can do.
Yeah, it's a great hobby. Like
yeah.
Heavy metal is what keeps us like sane during this time, for sure.
I like people like, oh, don't you get aggressive? Actually, perfect example. I was listening to Megadeth. You know, it's not even the worst of the worst, right? And at work, and this new guy, when I'm about to leave, and I take my music off of the speaker and stuff, and he's like, "Good, I don't have to feel like I'm gonna kick a puppy anymore." And I was just like, "Really? That says more about you than it does the music, sir."
That's funny. That's a funny story.
Yeah, and so now whenever I'm at work and I'm playing my music and he comes in, I just like, well, everyone look for puppies. We don't want a puppy to get kicked. This guy, right?
Yeah, is Megadeth your favorite band?
Yeah, like it's hard to like say exact favorite, but like as far as the thrash metal goes, like they're my favorite. Yeah, like you got Vic Railhead right there, bud.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I love Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Slayer, and Megadeth. Those are my
Yeah.
Those are my big four.
Those are your big four? Awesome. As far as like my favorite four bands, wow. Like they've changed over the years too, right? The more you find out, the further down you go down the rabbit hole, the new things you find that you love. Like I never knew that until a couple of years ago that I loved Deicide, and then now I love Deicide. I saw them live, and it was pretty amazing. When I saw them live, I only had it was like 2 years, yeah, 2 years ago. Maybe no, like a year ago in a bit. I saw him in Ottawa at Mavericks, and At that point, all I had was Once Upon a Cross and their newest one, Overtures of Blasphemy, and those two are just kick-ass albums. I'm loving that. The new one, it feels like they like I went back and listened to the other stuff that they've done in the last like 20 years, and it's just like Overtures of Blasphemy is my favorite of that, and yeah, it's just pretty cool to get into a band that's been around forever that you never really put your teeth into, and now I eat them every day.
Yeah, it's cool that you mentioned that, and I think that's one of the biggest issues now with this pandemic, not having like concert festivals.
Yeah,
because I think that's the best way for you to get into a band, right?
it is, because like
band.
you're fully consumed by it, and like hearing things live, like even the difference between records and digital, like analog and digital, like the first time you hear on a record player the music coming out and everything, it's like it's totally different than just hearing it digitally, because digitally it's like a squirt gun of music, and with analog it's like you're swimming in the music. So
Yeah, that's true. And I remember was 2011. Yeah, so in 2011 I saw Arch Enemy here in Toronto,
oh yeah, great.
and like two of the opening bands, like I had no idea who they were at that time. One was Tonic from Taiwan,
Okay.
and Skeleton Witch.
Oh, Skeleton Witch is amazing.
And then I was like, oh my God, those two bands are amazing. So as soon as the concert was over, I got back home. I had to search for like all of their discography. And I think the kids now with no concerts, that's something that is missing for them, like getting to know all those, not like huge bands, but like mid-sized bands that are so great. And like Skeleton Witch, like they blew my mind. Like their concert was like devastating, it was amazing.
So yeah, so with Skeleton Witch, I saw them in my hometown like many years ago, like over 10 years ago, and I bought the hoodie for Breathing the Fire. Yeah, so like the hoodie had this on it, and it was just so epic, right? How could you not buy that and get into the band? Like, it's just yeah, it's great. I didn't even ask you what records I should put up in the frames. We just got started. This is left over from last time with Damian Smith.
Oh, cool.
Because I usually, yeah, Damian Smith, Altars of Grief.
Yeah, I reviewed one of his albums, Iris.
Yeah, that was a cool album.
Yeah,
yeah, cool. A lot. Okay, I'm not gonna repeat what I just said last week on thing, but yeah, because I was gonna say Altars of Grief, that album, they consider it like Wood 6 sometimes, but it's got a nickname. But I totally blanked, and I'm sorry for that. I should have given you your options of what you wanted up in the frames.
Can be anything.
We'll edit it right now and just get I'll put something up in there for you. Yeah.
Do you have Slayer's Raining Blood?
I've got Seventh of Heaven. I'm not a huge Slayer fan, but there's like 3 albums that I'd want by Slayer, which is well, obviously Seventh of Heaven because I have it already. I want Rain and Blood, and for me, God Hates Us All, just because that's when I was like in high school listening to Slayer. So
that
was my 3 Slayer albums for me.
Yeah, that's an amazing Slayer album. Like a lot of fans, they don't like it because they think it's too, let's say, modern, right? Compared to what I think is like a great album of metal. And
yeah, I really enjoy it too. But what do you want? So you want South of Heaven up there?
Yeah, South of Heaven.
Okay. And name another one. I'll start getting these. Yeah.
Another one. So let's see. What do you have from Cannibal Corpse?
I only have Tomb of the Mutilated.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, this is like my favorite one. You know, I Come Blood, Hammer Smash Face.
Yeah, like they are one of my favorite bands to see live because their concerts are always like a hurricane.
I haven't seen them live yet.
No, never.
One band that should be on Broadway is Gwar, though.
Gwar, yeah. They are cool. They are fun. Yeah, Slayer and Cannibal Corpse are great. Their live concerts are never boring.
Yeah,
there's always a lot of action.
Yeah. That's why I like Slipknot so much live, because like you can watch them 9 times. Like you can have 9 points of view at the same concert, and it's still completely new.
Yeah, that's true.
So much going on.
And Megadeth, I'm pretty sure you have everything, right?
No, I don't actually, because I listen to so much Megadeth on my MP3 player and stuff. I've only got like 3 or 4 albums.
Yeah, well, that's an issue I'm having like lately because I'm trying to downsize everything, and I barely have like space for albums or CD. So yeah, that's a great one. Great cover art.
Yeah, right.
And do you like before the pandemic, of course? Were you going to a lot of concerts?
Um, Not a lot because I wasn't working yet. I was just on ODSP.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started work in late September. In October, I went into the At the Gates Arch Enemy Amon Amarth show.
Oh, I was there.
Yeah, that was a great show, right?
It was one of my last concerts before all this pandemic started. It was at the Gates. There was also Grand Magus.
Yeah. They felt like out of place a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, Grand Magus at the Gates, Arch Enemy, and Mona Mark. That was fun. Like when they played Twilight of the Thunder God and people were just rowing.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. So we're back. Okay. Yeah, so we're talking about in October when we saw Amon Amarth, and continue the story about the rowing because that was amazing.
Yeah, so I was there. I wanted to see all bands, right? So Grand Magus, At the Gates, Arch Enemy, and Mona Amarth, they're all like amazing bands, all from Sweden, by the way.
Yeah.
And then
except for the vocalist of Arch Enemy.
Yeah, except she's from Montreal.
That's right.
And when Amon Amarth started playing one of my favorite songs, like Twilight of the Thunder God, people just sat down on the floor section and started rowing like a Viking ship.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is happening? This is so cool.
To see that in a pit, that's amazing. I wish I could have been in that, but I was on the rail at that point, and I'm not giving up my rail spot to go row.
No, yeah. No, I was right beside it. But I had so many things in my pockets. I said, if I sit down, I'm gonna lose my wallet. So
yeah, right. You don't want to lose anything. I got the bass pick right there from the Amon Amarth bassist when I was on the rail there.
Oh yeah, I also have like a bunch of picks from concerts that I attend. Like some of them, I have one from Iron Maiden from Adrian Smith. I have one from the bass player from Lamb of God.
Yeah.
When they opened for Slayer a couple of years ago.
Okay.
It was like
I saw them open for Slayer on the Unholy Alliance tour. I think that was like 05, 06. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about, I think it was 20.
Yeah. I was just saying when I saw them open for it. Yeah, but yeah, they on that last tour,
it was like an amazing lineup. It was Testament, Behemoth, Anthrax, Lamb of God, and Slayer. So
was Gene Hoglan drumming for Testament at that point?
Yes, he's one of my.
I love that guy.
No, he's great. Yeah, Gene Hoglan, he's a beast. I don't know how he does what he does.
Well, look at the bands he did: Dark Angel, Death, Strapping Young Lad, Fear Factory. Well, they when they replaced the one drummer, yeah. I don't like how they kicked him out and then used a robot, but when he is a robot, but so many bands huge bands he was a part of, so that's great.
Yeah, his last 3-4 albums with Testament are just like amazing. It's unbelievable what he does. Well, actually, all the guys from Testament are amazing musicians. So
yeah, my favorite song Chuck Billy ever did was Silent Night on that Christmas album.
Yeah, that was a cool version of
Silent Night, Holy Night.
Isn't it that album that also has the guy from Des Fafara from
Devil Driver?
Yeah, Devil Driver. Yeah. He sang Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah. It's so funny. Actually, I got a Devil Driver D right there on my metal arm. I got to get the background done on it, but it's been like this for years. I just with drug addiction and everything, I didn't spend my money on my arm.
Yeah.
I spent it on ruining my nose.
Well, you're doing good now, so
Yeah, I'm doing well right now.
that's the
I,
best.
as I say, like I gotta take it day by day, and that's what I do.
Yeah, cool. All right, and I think there are lots of bands that because like the musicians they had issues with drugs, alcohol in the past. Like
That's why I want to talk to Dave Mustaine so bad, so bad. That would be amazing.
he would be amazing. He's like an amazing musician.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys that is happy that he left Metallica. So we
Oh
have
yeah, like yeah.
two great bands, and I prefer Megadeth a lot more than Metallica. But
Yeah, like I don't want to. I like I've said it so many times, and I'm not gonna say it again. But yes, Megadeth is great.
yeah, and is there any band that you haven't seen live that you are
I haven't seen
desperate to see?
Testament. I want to see Testament. Still haven't done that. Um, like there's bands like I said, I haven't seen Cannibal Corpse. I'd like to see Cannibal Corpse. Yeah, there's always bands that you want to see that you haven't, like because
Yeah.
you end up picking up new ones.
So
Nemesis, I'd like to see Nemesis live, but I'm not in Serbia, so
yeah, yeah,
there's
it's
no
going to be
ocean.
tough unless you go to Europe for like a long vacation and keep like touring all countries and seeing all those amazing bands.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for me, the only band that I regret that I won't ever be able to see them live.
Pantera, yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
So it was 2004, and my brother and I we went to see Lamb of God, Children of Bodom, and Fear Factory at the Cool House in Toronto. That was a very
Hmm.
cool venue.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But yeah, because we went to that show because that's just such a packed lineup, so amazing. We went to that instead of a few months, like a month or two later, seeing Damage Plan. Because we got our whole lives to see Dimebag and Vinny. And
Yeah.
then look what happened.
Yeah. That's. I remember. I don't remember when was it? Like it was many years ago. I had a ticket to see Pantera, but they had to cancel the tour.
Oh, so that was like 2001, right after 9/11 they canceled?
I think so. I think it was around that, and then I
Uh,
was like, shit,
yeah.
never be able to see them.
I know two people that got to see them on their last tour on the last show in Vancouver that they did. My buddy Chris Carnage, who actually did Pink Carnage, was a band for a bit. Well, he wrote all the music and stuff, and the guy Kyle Shepard that I interviewed here, he was talking about it. But yeah, that's it's something.
Well, at least there are two bands that I'm happy that I have seen that a lot of people say, "What? You saw those guys?" One was Ramones
Oh wow.
and Sepultura with Max Cavalera on vocals.
Oh wow, yeah, that's awesome too. Um,
Yeah,
for me, it'd be Woods v Prey. I saw them once, 2008, I think. And are you a fan of Woods at all?
yeah. Not like a huge fan. I've
Mhm.
listened to their stuff, and I know that they are one of those bands that have like lengthy songs and stuff. It's more like atmospheric, right? So it's pretty
Well,
cool.
yeah, it's black and doom metal, but
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
started off more black metal and ended off more doom metal. But yeah, love that band, and that interview has been my best interview when I interviewed David's mom. So
Cool. Oh, that's cool. Are you getting a lot of bands to interview? So you've got Stu Block from Ice Dirt. You got
Luke
also the
Appleton, also from Iced Earth and Absolva. Like some of them,
Nova
some
is
of the
great.
interviews, I wish I waited until I was better at interviewing, for sure. There's some that are just so cringe I can't even watch them, because how many times I say cool and they're but yeah, King of Hell from the basis of Gorgoroth for a bit, and a bath and a bunch of stuff. So that was awesome. Greg Burgess, that was really cool from Allegiant.
Oh, cool. And how was it to interview about? Because I know that he seems to be like a great guy.
No, King
What?
of Hell, who he played bass in
Oh, King of Hell. All right.
yeah,
Okay. Because I was gonna say about he seems like a great guy, but he doesn't seem very good for interviews.
yeah. I don't know. I'm just gonna pigeonhole some people and say that A lot of the black metal people from Norway, they just seem rather boring when you talk to them because they're like slow and you know, and it's like it's cool, but like yeah, it's not that much fun. But yeah, and people can hate on me for what I just said, but yeah, like out of all my interviews that I've done, that's the only one that gets negative like thumbs down on YouTube. It's funny. Imagine that. Black metal people don't like what people are saying.
Right. You know, I actually like black metal. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
listen
yeah, the
to a lot
music's
of black
great.
metal. Music's great, and yeah, it's especially the bands that don't don't burn churches. They don't care about that
Yeah, I
kind of
gotta
stuff.
listen to the music, you know?
Yeah, when they focus on the music, for example, my favorite black metal band has to be Marduk.
Yeah, Marduk, I've got a live album, Warshaw or something like that.
I love their past two albums as well. Front Schwein, I think that's the way to pronounce it, and Victoria. So those are great albums.
Like the worst thing about like black metal is the worst thing about Tool, the fans.
Fans of Tool.
Yeah, yeah. Like they just listen to Tool and that's it, you know? It's like, oh, if you don't, and it's like, okay, yeah, all right.
That's funny. That's right. And is there like a music style, like of course metal style, sub type of metal that you have been listening to a lot, like lately?
Not one specific style. Like recently, I bought the last three records I bought were Devil Drivers. Was it Winter Kills? Yeah,
That's cool.
and
That's cool.
in that, and also when another one was Throwdown. So it was the double album with Vendetta and Haymaker. So that's awesome. I saw them in '04 at Ozfest in Massachusetts, and
Oh,
the other one was Insomnium. So
oh, Insomnia is great. What was
yeah,
I reviewed one of their albums not a long time ago. Um,
it's really
have it
cool.
here.
It's like melodic, cool,
Shadows of the
soft
Dying
death
Sun.
metal, but like it's still got the death metal vocals. So yeah,
Yeah, I reviewed. Remember Shadows of the Dying Sun.
okay.
That's a
Um, I can see it right now, but I can't see the name of it. And yeah, I can't tell you. It's been around for like over 10 years. I know that much. I don't remember the name. Oh well.
Yeah, I've been listening to, as I said, a lot of black metal because there are a lot of underground black metal bands that send me their stuff. For example, there is one from Germany, pretty cool, called Beltis. They
Okay,
just released an album called A Great Chill and a Whisper.
that
And
sounds cool.
yeah, and it's based on a short story written by a German writer. So it's a pretty cool album. There is another one. Oh, there's one from Canada that I've been listening to. They are from Victoria, BC, called Liminal Shrouds. They just released the album Through the False Narrows. So it's also a mix of black metal and atmospheric black metal. 10
Oh,
minute
cool.
song, 6, 7 minute song. So it's pretty cool.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I think
awesome.
as I said, there are so many bands.
Yeah,
It's so much to explore. It's impossible to
in
keep
a
track.
genre that they've been saying has been dead since 1990,
Which one? Black metal?
and metal in general.
Metal in general, yeah.
Yeah, right. As soon as glam died, they're like, "Oh, metal's over," because that's the only metal they counted. And no, it's just begun.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And like, I can't wait for this pandemic to be over and get back to concerts because listening to new albums, reviewing them is fun, but being at a concert, like seeing the band live, interacting with other fans, having a beer, it's
The
oh, I
best
miss
part
it
about
so
the
much.
concerts for me is like, sure, the music is great, and you know it's gonna be great because the bands and everything, but it's the community and being surrounded by people that are in your own community. You know, it's just the bonding you get there, and you can make friends and everything, and yeah, I really enjoy that. Like any other time, because I came from a smaller town, not Toronto, and it's just like then you're the only metal guy, you know, and then you finally meet another metal guy, and then you end up being friends, you know, and yeah, and there's a lot more people here, so that's great.
Yeah, that's true. And
We're in Toronto, you know, well, we'll be able to hang out. There you go.
yeah, as soon as like we get the vaccines,
Yeah,
then we are ready to get back to I had already tickets for I had tickets for Testament. It was canceled. I had tickets for Sepultura canceled.
I wanted to see Possess. Yeah, because they
Oh,
were
that's
coming.
great. That's a great one. I even had tickets for Rammstein in Montreal.
Oh wow.
I think that is rescheduled for next year. I've never seen them. I'm pretty excited because I like
And they put on a great live show from what I hear. I'm not a huge fan, but like, yeah, their live show is supposed to be epic.
there is a lot of fire.
Yeah.
I know that I think the VIP area is called the Fire Pit.
it's called the sauna. We'll call it the
Yeah,
sauna.
and it's going to be July or August in Montreal, so it's going to be a sauna anyway. Even if they
Yeah.
don't have any fire, it's going to be pretty hot.
Yeah. Another thing I love about seeing the opening bands, like I don't understand people that just go for the headliner and show up late. I would have missed out on so many awesome bands like Into Eternity.
Yeah,
Gigantour 2, it was. Right there. That's when I saw Into Eternity, and I was amazed right there. So
yes, I hate being late, and
yeah.
I'm not in Toronto. I'm in Oakville.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. You're in the
So, and I work in Mississauga, so I have to leave work, drive downtown whenever there is a concert. So sometimes I miss the first band, or I get like just half the concert. But I try.
You can just go train it, and then you don't have to worry about it, and then you can drink and stuff.
Yeah, well, it depends on where the concert is, right?
Yeah.
If it's in, for example, the Opera House, I can only drive.
Yeah.
Right. There's no other way. And I remember, who were the headliners? I think Lordi, that band from Finland.
Okay.
The mask guy. They played like hard rock. There was Sonic from Taiwan, Varg from Germany. They're also pretty good. They play like Varg. Yes, Varg or Varg.
Okay.
They play like folk, Viking, thrash metal, like a mix of things. But the opening band was Huntress.
Oh wow! I saw Huntress before she died.
Yeah, and I got only like the last 20 minutes of the concert.
Oh, that's too bad.
And I had never seen them before that. I saw 20 minutes and was like, damn, why am I late? Because this band is amazing. And I was like hoping that they would come back with, I don't know, any other bands. But then, like, sadly, she
took her life. Yeah.
Yeah, took her life. But she's like an incredible singer, like an amazing voice. And
that's why mental health is important. And yeah.
And you like comedians, right? And of course, you're a stand-up comedian. There is this guy Brian Pose.
Yeah. He's been around for a long time. He was in was it not A House of Thousand Corpses, the second one. Right? Was it? No, it was A House of Thousand Corpses, right? No, the second one by Rob Zombie there. In
Devil's Rejects?
Yeah, Devil's Rejects. He was in Devil's Rejects in the motel scene around then.
Yeah, and this February this year, March, he released an album, like a metal album, Grandpa Metal.
Yeah,
Grandpa Metal. Had a chance to listen to it, because he has like some amazing guests playing with him. Has Scott Ian from Anthrax, Alex Koenig from Testament, and Jill Janis from Huntress was also one of his guests.
Oh yeah.
So there are like 2 songs that she recorded with him. One of the songs is so funny. It's like a Goblin Sex. I don't remember the name, but that, like, if you like comedy and metal, you gotta listen to Grandpa Metal.
All right, I'll check that out for sure.
Funny, one of the songs, I think the title track, Grandpa Metal, it's Scott Ian and Brian Pose like talking about bands, and Pose says, he turns to Ian and says, oh, there's this band, they sound like early Iron Maiden. And then Scott Ian says, yeah, who also sounds like early Iron Maiden? Iron Maiden. and then he says something like that, oh, there's this other band, they play like this thrash metal, just like Megadeth. And then he says, oh, if I want to listen to thrash metal like Megadeth, I'll listen to Megadeth. So it's just like they're just joking that they are grandpas. They just listen to really old stuff.
Yeah, the 80s metal, right?
Yeah. So that's a cool album. Like you gotta listen to it. If you haven't,
I'll check that out for sure.
Yeah, they're on Spotify, so you can.
Oh, I hate Spotify. Don't get me started on that shit. Fucking 0.0 0.006 of a cent of every song you listen to, and they want to make it even less now. Meanwhile, billionaire CEO keeps on raking in money.
Yeah, I know. It's just that sometimes it's the only way. I kind of use Spotify to listen to the major bands,
Yeah,
right? And because like the bands that I review, the smaller ones, they send me their stuff, the MP3s, and sometimes they send me like physical CDs. So for smaller bands, I listen to what I get, but for the bigger bands, I listen to Spotify. I saw somewhere that 95% of everything that is on Spotify has never been listened. So
yeah.
yeah, I think only like really the major guys and the crappy top 40 music, that's what like makes some money out of it.
Yeah, I'm not. I just learned how much they pay their artists, and I look the other way.
Yeah. One platform that I like, I think you probably have access to it a few times, Bandcamp.
Bandcamp, yeah, they're great because like they have the Bandcamp Fridays where the website will take away their fee part, so the band gets all the money. And yeah, like that's the way you should be buying the music is either by Bandcamp, then you can actually get the physical stuff if you want straight from there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of great bands doing it that way. Like Enofernian, the Portuguese band. Actually, we're recording it this today. Like on the day we're recording this, not when it goes public. It's Luis Ferreira's birthday. Yeah, he's the guitarist. I interviewed him. He was like my second interview on this. It's pretty cringe, but I love that guy. I still talk to him, so that's cool. Yeah, and he's all the way out in Portugal. So yeah,
Yeah. Do they play? They probably play death or thrash metal.
it's like it's black, but it's not straight. It's like black metal with a groove to it. It's cool. Yeah. I'll send you the link to those guys because they're amazing. I actually I ordered a bundle from them and gave my brother the CD because my brother loved them so much. I've got the poster and the shirt and everything, and yeah, so it's pretty great.
It's funny how like a small country like Portugal, they have like a huge black and death metal scene. Like
Yeah.
so many amazing black metal bands from Portugal.
I just don't know because like I made the joke with them in the interview about how all the Portuguese music I've ever heard always has accordions in them.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, right. And then I said, well, maybe you should put an accordion in a Fernian.
Yeah,
That would be something special. Black metal with an accordion in it.
That'll be fun. That'll be very experimental.
Oh yeah, right. Just one song. Come on, Lewis. One song. Get that accordion in there.
There is this guy. I think he's from Portuguese family, but he's from the UK, and he's like a one-man band. I also love one-man bands. I don't know how they can play so many instruments and sing all at once. But there is this guy. His name is Jacob, and he has his own band called Gold Christ.
All right.
And I have already reviewed 4 or 5 of his albums. There is a new one that I'm going to review pretty soon. And in the beginning, it was just like straightforward black metal, very noisy. And he was only 16, 17 at that time.
Okay.
And then he started like changing like his music, and now it's very experimental. And he plays so many different instruments. Even in one of his albums, he plays what is it called? Like theremin. I don't remember. It's that kind of machine that makes that sound.
Okay. All right.
So I love those guys that are not afraid of experimenting with a bunch of stuff. Like this guy, there is this one woman black metal band from Sweden called what is her name? I know her name is Susan Hansen, and her latest album is called.
Oh God, doing research on the fly. I see how it is.
Links. Yeah, Nash. It's because the name is difficult. It's Nash Leader, and she's like a one-woman black metal band, and she plays pretty much except for drums. She has like a friend that plays drums for her. She plays everything else, like bass, guitars, and she also does the vocals, like guttural, and she also experiments with a bunch of different things. it's crazy. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty bad at playing bass.
Yeah, I play a little bit of drums, but I suck and I don't practice often enough, as they say. But we're getting to the end of this. Is there anything you want to plug before we get going here? Maybe more of your the Headbanging Moose. I don't know.
Yeah. So anyone who wants to know more about a lot of independent bands out there, just go to theheadbangmoose.wordpress.com. Or search on Google, the Headbang Moose. You find our webzine and our Facebook page. We also have works kind of like a, how's it called, like a podcast on Thursdays at a radio that used to be based in the UK, but now they're based in Greece. It's called Midnight Madness Metal Radio. So it's 24 hours a day of heavy metal. And every Thursday, it's 8 p.m. US UCT +2. I don't know exactly what time that is. So if you go to our website, you see that. But I have like a partnership with this guy, with the owner of the radio, and I have like 1 hour spots where I play a full album from a band like Authors Agree, or I play like a bunch of different bands from a specific style like black metal. So it's pretty cool. Everyone is invited. And if you have a band, go to our contact us page, send us a message, and if possible, we'll review your album.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being on Mental Health, Gus. It was a pleasure. And I think we'll have you back just because there's so much we can talk about and I had to cut you off. So,
yeah, sure. Anytime we can chat about concerts, new bands, merch, whatever you want to talk about.
All right, great. Thank you, Gus. This is the perfect analogy for mental health. All right? Boom, I fall. And then like the jogger comes up. Oh, that happened right in front of me. Do I have to care? Looks around. Do I have to care? Oh, there's no one around. Okay, I'll just keep going.